talking about fluent speaking and some of the components that can make you sound natural and fluent when you're speaking English. Linking, contracting, and reducing are three of the main elements we do where we don't speak word by word. We contract certain helping verbs into contractions, we link, and we also reduce small unstressed words so that we can say them fast and make the rhythm accurate. So we're going to look at a few sentences for some examples to help you understand how we do reductions. And looking at our first sentence, if I were to say this word by word, let us becomes let's, let us go to the store. You can hear how obviously that doesn't sound fluent, it doesn't sound natural. It's correct and accurate, you can understand what I'm saying, but no one speaks that way. So in spoken English, let us go to the store becomes let's go to the store. Let's go to the store. And the reduction that we're doing here, so we are contracting let and us, the reduction that we're doing here is we're reducing on the word to. So I didn't use the full oo, to, it became the schwa, unreduced sound, to. Let's go to the. And that's because go and store contain the information we need to know in this phrase, and the other words need to be quick, unstressed, and connect so that we maintain the stress-timed rhythm of English. Let's go to the store. Let's go to the store. So a little more length on go, a lot of length on store. And that means that go to the, or go to the, becomes this reduced part. So to is one of our commonly reduced words, and to can become a few different things depending on where it is. So it can become ta. So I can say go to the store, or to the movie, or to talk, to eat. The oo becomes an sound. Sometimes I even think of it as almost having no vowel. I like to go, I like to eat, to talk. It's a very short, very reduced vowel there. And then when I have the T sound coming between two vowels, it can actually become more of a flap. So my to, in that case, becomes more of a duh, or just duh, go to the. So it's just like in a word like water or better, where we flap that T when it's followed by something unstressed and it's between two vowels. Same thing happens to here. So you will hear to the, and also to the, go to the. Again, very short, almost no vowel there. I do have several videos talking about how to use reduced to and how to practice this. A couple other common words that reduce, and or, for, that, your. I have an example sentence for you. Rather than we need milk and sugar for the cake, word by word, it's going to sound more like we need milk and sugar for the cake. So important content words here: need, milk, sugar, and cake. And first syllable of sugar, second syllable is unstressed. And so again, we have to kind of go more quickly on these little words: for, the, and, we. Those are all going to go fast. So we need milk and sugar. So how do we reduce the word and? When I'm saying milk and sugar, I really reduce it to almost just the n sound, milk and sugar. There's maybe a little schwa before it, but there's no D after it, not milk and sugar. That D is an interrupting sound. It's a stop sound. So we typically just drop it, milk and sugar. Now and then, here and there. It really just becomes more of an n sound. And then rather than for the cake, it becomes more of for the cake. So my or becomes an Sounds like for the, and my the vowel becomes very short. So we need milk and sugar for the cake. We need milk and sugar for the cake. So you can see how, because of the rhythm of the sentences, some of the words lose their clear vowel. The consonant sound may even change. And together with the linking and reductions or contractions that we talked about in the last two classes about fluency, reduced sounds and reductions are a big part of how we make our speech sound natural, we make it flow, and we make it connect. In my reduced sounds and linking playlist, I give you a lot of examples, and I also teach you how to practice with these. So something like to, what I would typically practice is just using it how we normally do. So even something as simple as using to plus a verb and thinking of it as more of a t, or you can think of it this way, whichever way helps you to visualize that really short reduced vowel, and just fill in some verbs. What I would also say is say the verb first, because that tells your brain this is the important word. If I start with to and I'm thinking, then I'm going to say to. I do tend to use the clear vowel if I'm thinking and holding on the word. But if I start with eat to eat, it's easier for me to do this very short reduced to walk to walk, work to work, etc. So that's one basic way to practice. And then putting it in places where we usually use it. I need to go. So here, because I'm ending on a D, this is going to become, again, more of a D sound. I need to go. I can say I need to go. Both of them are acceptable, but I'd say that's an example of where I'm already doing a D, so I might just do one D sound. We've talked recently about how have to actually changes all the way to have to. So I have to, so you can practice with that one. I have to talk, I have to work, I have to listen to her, etc. So putting your to into common phrases, adding your own words is a way to get this reduction to be more natural for you. I also have some videos and lessons for using for, your, our, etc. and how those reduce and how to practice them naturally. So if I'm using for, I can just fill in simple pronouns, for example, for you, for him, for me, for us, and then putting it together with a word like for the car, for the kids, for the house, so that you feel that that flow comes naturally. You may need to slow down a little bit to feel and change that vowel, be intentional about it. But notice if I say for the kids, it doesn't sound super normal, because if I were going that slow, I probably would say for the kids. When I speed it up, for the kids, you probably didn't even notice that I was using for there rather than for. It just sounds like a native speaker and it sounds natural. So sometimes people have difficulty convincing their brain to do these reductions. When you listen and slow down to native speakers, you can hear how many places we're changing and reducing, and that it will just sound normal. Your brain will know it's for the, even if you're saying for the. Thanks so much, everyone, and have a wonderful weekend. I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com. Remember, if you want to sound like a native speaker, you can do it. speechmodification.com. Bye, everyone. Hope to see you again soon.